when you lower your 15 series bobbin. Make sure it clicks. Okay, so see this little screw right here? This screw, you can stick your fingernail in, you can stick your seam ripper in, or a little tiny screwdriver. Right. If you go right, it'll flatten this spring down tighter. If you go counterclockwise to the left, it'll loosen it up for a thicker thread. Okay? So, start your standard with standard polyester thread. Okay? This is a really not high quality thread. Doesn't matter. Seems still work in my Babs over here. This is a 1950s 3115 straight stitch, no reverse. Okay. Bobbin. See how it rolls? Now, I like to make my tension so that, see this little alfalfa stem here, like alfalfa's little thing sticking up, little fig Newton, little alfalfa. Okay, so there is where I take my, see how I have my bobbin and it's facing in the same direction? So I like to load most of my machines this way. My industrial console, my military industrial console, has to go the opposite way. And it has a little tiny, like squiggly, springy looking hard piece of wire there, metal, that it has to go through as well. So it's a special thing. The rest of them all go in the same direction on mine. Some of your drop-in bobbins are different, but when you have a 15, you can get extra bobbin cases. And then you can set one for your cotton quilting thread. You can set one for your regular all-purpose polyester thread. You can set one for your top stitching jeans thread, a little looser, so you could just have 3 bobbin cases. They're cheap. I'm sure you can still probably get them for, you know, as much as $10 a piece, but usually cheaper. So notice how I loaded it in the same direction, because this is how I like to do mine. Whoop. Oh, and when you drop a bobbin, let it go, because if you grab it, it'll just unravel more. You know, it'll ravel out a little bit more. Okay, so, see, it only raveled a little bit. So in that direction that it's going, let me wrap this back up here because it's just a little bit of thread on here. I'm going to have to put it in the bobbin. So I'm going in the same direction. I'm popping it in. Zingo. And you see this? See, there's a little, this spring, there's a little notch. It goes in there. And then hold on to the bobbin so it doesn't turn. Go into that notch. Now listen, I'm going under the plate. Whoop. It's not good thread, so it broke. Okay. It's going under the plate. I'm holding onto it, and it needs to snap. Did you hear that snapping? See how it went in between the vampire teeth? These two are the teeth. Here. In between. See? Now here's how you test your bobbin case. Hoit, hoit. Oh, it's too tight. See that? So I'm going to loosen it a hair. Goes down a little bit. 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 Whoop. Oh, okay. Needs to go down a little bit. No more than 10 inches. If it goes down, if it yo-yos down too far like that, you might want to tighten it. Skosh, just a little. A hair. There. There we go. Now that's loaded perfectly. So there's nothing wrong with this. Nothing's broken. The spring isn't bent. It's loaded nicely, running smoothly. That's all you need. Now when you pop it in, make sure that the bobbin case isn't moving around inside of the bobbin case isn't moving inside around the race. It needs to be still. If that little stem is going like that, that's because it's not loaded in properly, and that'll cause all kinds of nesting. Okay, so now I'm going to see my, what I'm doing here. Let's see. Well, it's hard to see if you can see it or not, but let me go in between there. Alright, see this long thread hanging out? We want to take that, cut that off. So it's a little bit shorter. And then of course you hold that top thread, turn the hand wheel, and see, hear that clunky noise? It made a clunky noise when I put it down. Now that means that the bobbin case is not in there properly, and that it's going to nest like mad. You heard that little clunky sound, right? So now I'm going to turn my hand wheel until the take-up lever is in the highest position. Okay, highest position. And I can look at it, the needle's in the highest position. Okay? And that means that this is in the proper position. Alright? And then I'm going to try again to... Okay? Did you hear that? Oh, there it is. You got to hear that right pop. If it's not popped in, then watch it. If the bobbin case is spinning around and the little stem is not vertical, then it's not loaded in properly, and you're going to break another needle and clunk it more. So make sure that's loaded properly, and then when you have it all loaded properly, it's going to make a nice, see how it goes here? Okay, so it comes out through the hole, and it should go fairly smoothly. Hear how it's feeding it out and it's not catching? Okay, if it catches on something, well, I just ran out of thread. If it catches on something, then you need to look and inspect all inside the innards. All the innards in there. Let me turn the line up so you can see. You got all those innards in there. Down even in there. Trying to show you, but I don't know if it's going to. But you need to go in there and see if you can see it. Anyway, you need to go in there and you need to inspect all that stuff. And whoops, I don't know if you saw it or not, but you need to inspect all up in here. Whoops, all up in there. And check for any burrs. And then see this little hole? Let me see. There we go. This hole here, where the needle goes up. Now see that little burr there? I need to file that with a metal file. File that little hole there. Take this needle plate off. See the two screws? Take that off. File that up so there's no little burrs. Look on the back side of it too. If there's a little burr, that's also going to really mess up that bobbin thread, and it's going to nest. Okay, so try those and let me know if it works. Alright, take care. Rip Club Sewing. Peace.